Welcome to Landria Anka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an awesome life. Your time is limited here. It really is. We know we don't ever end, but this experience in this body, well, as far as I know, we don't get to relive it. Not exactly the same way. So why don't you make the best of it now, right? Are you ready to give up fear? It's not good. It doesn't feel good, does it? How many times do you worry about stuff that never happens? How many times you get the money and you're still worried about not having money? That's not about the money. It's about you not believing. You believe in the addiction that you have to lack or whatever you've been told, or that you don't deserve it. And you're really creating that money to go away. You're creating a situation that will make sure you don't have the money. So that's why a lot of us, we get money, we lose it, we get it, we lose it. Wow, how is that possible? Because somewhere in our inter-belief system and programming, we are creating that situation. The lack, the gain, the lack, the gain, and we can never maintain it. So, let's talk about focus. I want to make sure I get this right. We're going to talk about what creates manifestation. Okay, we know it's our focus. You know that I'm into quantum physics. You know that I know, or I share with you, that focus creates, the wave particle theory. Focus on something changes the molecular structure and brings it into our reality. Fact, quantum physics. So, what happens when you're manifesting and you're focused on something and it's actually been created already? And there is usually some time period. It could be immediate, a few seconds, to months or even years, depending on what you're focused on and when it's supposed to show up. But in between that time, I want to share something with you, because this is where a lot of people don't understand the way manifesting works. Okay, once you focus, let's say you believe, let's say you got it all down, and then you're looking at this future event in your head and you know it's going to show up. But what happens is the universe is now sending you all these opportunities to create it. Because it's like, okay, that's already happened, so this A, B, and C has to happen, or some version of that, to get to D or E. So the universe goes, oh, okay, we're going to have this person call and this deal show up, and that's going to... And a lot of people, they go, no, because I have this over here that I've already manifested. Well, remember I told you about, I have a video that, the past, the future and the past, how the future events or present events actually can change the past. And if they look back at the results of experiments, the focus, the subject, actually was reacting as if that thing had already happened. So they go back and they realize that past had changed according to what happened during their experiment. It was already acting as though that future event had already happened. It's a little mind-blowing, because there's no such thing as time. So what's happening is you're actually living your future right now. What's happening right now is we looked in the future, and that perfect person, this actually happened recently, that perfect person that you're supposed to meet, if you looked back and you said, oh my gosh, the universe at that point had been lining everything up for my manifestation that's already happened in the future, and if you do not follow through with it, that manifestation now changes, alters, maybe goes away. So we had to do some things with a friend of mine to make that future event happen, and we followed through with all of it, and that future event happened, and we looked back and we sit and talk about this. If every single one of those things had not lined up the way they did, we would have never met that person that she's now going to marry. The alignment was so far out there it wasn't funny. A trip we were going to go on, two of us wanted to postpone it. Somehow we went through with it anyways. Third person joined us, which changed the schedule, which means we were at certain places at certain times. The seating arrangement when we went into this restaurant and met this person was perfect. Everything about it just went on and on and on. But we were flowing with that. We were always flowing with the opportunities that came to us. So you won't always know. You might say, well, I can't take this opportunity because I already know I have that here, but maybe that opportunity that you have is what's going to connect you to that thing. And I think we get so hung up in micromanaging how things are supposed to happen that we screw it up major time because we're so like have to predict everything, and this happens and that happens, and well, I think it should happen this way. Throw it out the window. Because if you don't start taking opportunities, then you are missing out on the life journey, period. Because there's always something you're going to learn. So I was just talking to somebody, you know, I do my internet marketing. If you click up here, you'll get free videos to find out how you can create an online business. A simple online business. You don't have to quit your day job, but I did. I quit my day job to go after that. All right, so there are people that try it and maybe they struggle with it for whatever reason. They're not focused, or maybe they're not really doing the work. And so what happens is, you know, they get disillusioned and then they think, well, wait a minute, you know, I spent this money. I said, no, wait a minute. Everything's an investment in you. Everything's an investment in you. No matter what money you've spent, time you've spent, whatever you have done, every single thing that you have done is an investment in you. There is no such thing as a failure. We've got to stop using that word. No such thing as a failure. Divorce is not failure. Divorce is two people that are no longer in alignment that need to go off and create the lives that they need to live, that no longer include that other person. End of story. Don't make any big deal out of it. Oh, he's bad, she's bad, he did this, she did that. Yeah, what you learned from it, benefit, go on, move on. All those things that happen absolutely are your training ground. So if things are not unfolding, maybe the experience is a bad one, I mean, it's a hurtful one. You chose it, you needed to learn those things. Now, a lot of times things get difficult and we quit because, oh, it's just not that great. It's not a bad thing, but it's just like maybe not as easy as we thought it'd be, or, you know, it just didn't happen the way I thought, you know, and I have to date, you know, 100 people to meet Mr. Perfect. Well, if Mr. Perfect's number 100, I'm sorry, you're going to have to date the 99 or Miss Perfect. That's just how it works. But that 99 was you fine-tuning who you are, being you better, knowing what you don't want and knowing what you do want. All the way through. And the universe might go, she's ready. We'll make it number 80 instead of number 100. And that's how it works. And if you do not go down that opportunity path and focus on it, that future will change because you just screwed up the past actions that are going to bring that manifestation into place. It's all sitting there, all of them. All these probabilities are sitting. It's almost like the reverse of what we think it is. We're always projecting the future when actually the past, which is everything you're doing right now, is the past. Boom. What I just said is gone. Boom, that's gone. That's gone. It's always the past and present, right? Whatever you're doing is the present somewhere. There's no such thing. When you look back at your past actions, don't be surprised at that future that comes along. When you look back and you think, wow, I didn't finish that course. I'm not going to be a nurse. Wow, I did. You are already reacting to that future probability that you thought you'd be a failure. So you're already creating that those past actions, a reflection of what's happening in the future. I'm telling you right now, take a look at what you've done. They are, and if something's not working right now, everything that happened had already reflected what was not going to happen in the future because you had not projected it. Okay, I'm getting a little bit deep here. Maybe not. Maybe you're following me. So if you look at all your past actions, the past and future are already connected. They're simultaneous. If you are doing all this crazy stuff and it's, you know, all this stuff's going on that's, you know, it's not moving in the right direction, that future probability is not in the focus. It's not going to come to pass because your past actions never reinforced that one probability. It reinforced this other probability, that the one you don't want. What actions are you taking that are reinforcing the probability you do want? Worry? Disbelief? Not feeling you're good enough? Who gives a crap what your parents said? What do they know, right? They're a human being just like you are, and they came from other humans and other humans and others, which, by the way, we're getting smarter and we're getting more advanced. So they were not on the evolution scale that you're on. Listen to you. You're on this channel. You're on this channel. You're opening up. Your energy is accelerating. Right now, happening, has been happening, like it or not. You can act on that, or you can stay in that third dimension. I don't know about you. Not a good place. A world of war and struggle and poverty and, illness and hunger. I don't want that world. I'm changing that world. I'm doing it with this channel, and I'm doing it because I want to elevate your frequency, because you affect me, because we are connected in every time. And by doing this, we are actually changing the past. We're going to look back and go, oh my God, every one of those actions connected to that probability. Us going to that restaurant, me sitting next to him because I'm Chatty Cathy and I got him talking to us. Well, I didn't get him talking to us. I actually paid attention to him. Me putting my girlfriend in that chair next to him. Everything that we did, me not canceling and changing that trip, me going, I'm just going to go through with this. Not knowing what that probability was. That's her probability. But I participated in that. And I was supposed to do certain things to make her probability come into view. So you're promoting other people's probabilities too. Maybe you're the one person that says, hey, come on, let's go to the event, and you talk your friend into it, and they meet the love of their life there. You were part of that because they needed that, wanted it, and then they said yes, and they were reinforcing that probability that they wanted, and they were going along with you. You've got to go along with it. And some of it's going to be uncomfortable, and some of it means you have to make an effort, and some of it means it's not going to fit your guidelines of manifesting or how things show up. Opportunities are constantly coming to you, constantly. Quit micromanaging them, and you will see an expansion that will be mind-blowing. Seriously, the other night sat with my friends and said, let's just look at every single thing that lined up. The universe was doing all kinds. I could say, oh, I don't want to go on this trip. My gut tells me not to go on the trip. You know what? I just go. I go do. And sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes you go, you know what? I should have stayed home. But I learn. I'm still living my life. I'm going and doing. Even things that don't turn out the way you want them to, that is your learning experience, and it gets you stronger and wiser and more knowledgeable, and you can create then more and more what you want to come in your life. You don't know not to stick your hand in the fire till you get burned. Why are we so afraid to do that? So what? A burn will heal. But you'll never get warm until you get next to that fire and know how to use it in the right way. Your probabilities are limitless. Limitless. Fact. Limitless. Which one are you going to choose? Pick it. Focus on it. Quit questioning yourself. You know what? And you question yourself because you are the one. You're questioning the highest power that exists, that it flows through everything. You're questioning that. So if you're a Christian, you're questioning the Bible, Christ, everything that's ever been said about what you can do. You're doubting it. And faith means not having to see things, but knowing and believing. And that is your probability. What do you want? Even if it's not the best thing for you, you'll find out when you get it. It's okay. It's that journey. Do not hold back. Don't be afraid to do the work. Don't be afraid to take the course. Don't be afraid to go out the door. Don't be afraid to go on that date or that dating site or that dinner party or that event or take those lessons or get on that plane and go somewhere that makes you really uncomfortable. I'm going on a trip next week, and I got to tell you something. Sometimes it's, and I'm a world traveler, by the way. Man, I was going everywhere. There's still a part of me that Goes, oh, I have to get on a plane and then get a hotel, and who's going to take a Mr. Kitty? I have to hire somebody to take care of Mr. Kitty. Oh my God, he's got to go. What's he going to do without me? Sure, there's always a part of me that thinks that way, and I go, stupid thinking that makes no sense. I'm going to focus on this trip that I'm going to, that's going to be awesome. And you just have to step outside your comfort zone. And that's the biggest thing, is people just, and then they get into stuff, like I said, and then it's, maybe stuff happens at the airport or whatever, it's not going so smoothly. Oh, big deal. Big deal. There's a reason that happens too. Maybe I meet somebody because, I lost something or whatever. I don't understand all of it. I am not the guru. I don't have all the answers, but I do know this. You don't have limits. You can create anything you want. It all comes down to what you believe, and you have to believe you have it now. It's the feeling. Ask and it is given. Know that it is already done is the key, and the Bible says that. And I've never even read the Bible. But I'm connected to the one just like you are, and I know that there's no judgment. There's just, what do you want to create? We came here to create, to do awesome things for each other, because you and I are of the same energy. When you do it for me, you do it for yourself. When you help somebody else, you're helping you. That energy is theirs and yours equally. Quit questioning yourself. Those past probabilities, those past actions, were already reflecting what's happening in the future. So be careful. Take a look at that. Did you not go out the door? Did you not go to the event? Did you not take that job? Did you not learn that new thing? That was a reflection of what already was happening in the future, the things you don't want. Create that past, what's happening right now, to reflect what's happening in the future, the probability that's going to show up. If you think of that way, it becomes much more powerful, because when you look at your past, you're going to go, ooh, those were all a reflection of what has happened now that I don't want. Yikes. That past already knew the probabilities of that future. Cause and effect, right? It's all connected. There's no such thing as time. Sending you light, love, the courage, and the light beams that will help you to become a stronger person, and ask for that help to go after what you want in life. Sometimes what you want is going to be a learning experience, not ultimately where you want to be. Because when you go where you want to be, there's going to be something new and wonderful. It's not a moving target. It's just a progression of wonderful things. The journey, you can make it a beautiful one, or you can continue to suffer. You get to choose. Peace, light, love, prosperity, health, abundance. Namaste.